There's a vegetable sitting in your kitchen right now that most people throw away without thinking twice. But that same vegetable can produce over 100 pounds of food from a single plant. Over the next few minutes, I want to show you 8 vegetables that almost seem to grow themselves. They produce for months, they thrive in containers as small as a bucket, and honestly, they don't ask for much in return. No complicated systems, no green thumb needed, just simple plants that quietly keep filling your kitchen with fresh food, week after week. Let me show you the first one. It catches most beginners completely off guard. Swiss chard. It doesn't look like much at first. Those colorful stems and dark green leaves almost feel more decorative than useful. But here's what took me years to fully appreciate. Swiss chard is one of the only vegetables that will keep producing from early spring all the way through late fall. You plant it once, and then you just keep picking. The way it works is almost too simple. When you harvest, you never cut the whole plant. You take the outer leaves one at a time, always leaving the center alone. That center is where the new growth lives. So every time you pick, the plant quietly pushes out more, week after week, month after month. A couple of plants in a 15-gallon container on a sunny balcony can give you multiple harvests every week for an entire growing season. That's continuous food from a space smaller than a laundry basket. Most people walk right past Swiss chard because they're not sure what to do with it, but it cooks just like spinach. Throw it in a stir-fry, drop it into a soup, scramble it with eggs, or just sauté it with garlic and olive oil. Once it becomes a habit, you start to wonder how your kitchen ever worked without it. Now, if you think that's impressive, wait until you see what cherry tomatoes can do across a single summer. There's a reason every experienced gardener grows them. Even when there's room for the big beefsteak varieties, cherry tomatoes are the ones people keep coming back to. They're relentless producers. One healthy plant can give you 10 to 15 pounds of fruit in a season. And some varieties, like Sun Gold or Sweet Million, produce so heavily the branches start to sag under the weight. What makes them so good for beginners is that they forgive mistakes. Miss a day of watering, they bounce back. Don't have a perfect setup, they still produce. A 5-gallon container with a sturdy cage, 6 hours of sunlight, and water when the top inch of soil feels dry. That's all they ask for. No complicated feeding schedules, no special tricks, just sun, water, and a little patience. There's a rhythm to growing cherry tomatoes that I've come to love. For weeks, not much seems to happen. Then one morning you notice clusters of green fruit that weren't there before. And within a few days, you're picking handfuls of warm, sun-ripened tomatoes before breakfast. That daily harvest becomes a quiet little ritual. And once you experience it, it changes the way you see your garden. This next one might actually be the most productive thing you can grow in a small space. And most people have never even thought about trying it. Zucchini has a reputation among gardeners, and it's well-earned. It produces so much food that people genuinely leave bags of it on their neighbors' doorsteps. I'm not exaggerating. 1 or 2 plants can easily give you 40 to 60 pounds of fruit in a single season. The reason is speed. Once a zucchini plant starts producing, individual fruits can go from flower to full size in 3 to 5 days. During peak summer, you almost can't keep up. If you're growing in containers, look for bush varieties like Raven or Patio Star. They stay compact. A 10-gallon container with rich, well-draining soil is more than enough. Full sun, consistent moisture, and the plant does the rest. Here's one thing I wish someone had told me earlier. Pick your zucchinis small, 6 to 8 inches. They taste better, they're more tender, and the plant responds to frequent harvesting by producing even more. Let them grow into those oversized baseball bats, and the plant actually starts to slow down. Zucchini gives you something rare in gardening, abundance almost immediately. Within weeks, you're already picking, and that feeling, that first basket of food you didn't think would come so fast, it stays with you. Speaking of plants that don't know when to stop, the next vegetable takes continuous harvesting to a completely different level. Kale is one of the hardiest plants I've ever worked with. It handles frost, it handles heat, it handles neglect. I've talked to gardeners who've harvested from the same kale plant for over a year, 12 months of food from a single planting. The technique is the same as Swiss chard. Pick the outer leaves, leave the center. The plant never stops growing. It just keeps pushing out new leaves from that center point week after week in almost any weather. There's something about kale that most people don't know. After a light frost, the leaves actually get sweeter. The cold triggers the plant to convert its starches into sugar. It's a natural defense mechanism. But for us, it means the kale you pick on a cool October morning genuinely tastes better than what you harvested in August. Nature has its own way of rewarding people who pay attention. A single kale plant in a 10-gallon container can keep you in fresh greens for months. If you have room for 3 or 4 and you stagger your picking between them, you'll have a steady supply that makes those plastic boxes of salad greens at the store feel completely unnecessary. Now, this next one might surprise you because it produces food in a way that almost feels like finding a shortcut nobody told you about. Green onions. They're the most underestimated plant in any garden. They grow fast, they take up almost no space, and once you get them going, they just keep producing. Here's what catches most people off guard. You don't even need seeds. Take a bunch of green onions from the grocery store, cut them a couple inches above the roots, and plant those root ends straight into soil. Within a week, new green shoots appear. In 3 weeks, you have a harvestable green onion, and every time you cut one, it grows back. You can harvest from the same plant 4, 5, 6 times before it starts to slow down. If you let 1 or 2 go to seed, they scatter and start new plants on their own. A little self-perpetuating patch that asks almost nothing of you. In containers, they're perfect companions. Tuck them into the edges of larger pots alongside your bigger plants. Their shallow roots don't compete and they barely take up any space. But what I really love about green onions is what they do to your cooking. When they're always right there, just outside your door, you start putting them in everything. Eggs, soups, rice, noodles, salads. They stop being a garnish and start becoming part of how you eat every single day. If you live somewhere hot or you're mostly growing in containers, pay attention to this next one. It might be the most important plant on this entire list. Peppers. Jalapenos, Thai chilies, sweet bell peppers. They thrive in the exact conditions that stress everything else out. Heat that wilts your lettuce? Peppers seem to enjoy it. Containers that dry out fast? They handle it better than almost anything. That intense afternoon sun you think is too much? That's exactly where they want to be. A single pepper plant in a 5-gallon container can give you 30 to 50 peppers over a season. Hot varieties often produce even more because the fruits are smaller and the plant sets them in greater numbers. The key is picking consistently. Harvest as soon as the peppers reach a usable size. Don't wait for perfect color. The plant reads that picking as a signal to make more. Leave the fruit on too long, and the plant shifts its energy from making new flowers to ripening what's already there. One thing worth mentioning, peppers feed heavier than the other plants we've talked about. Mix compost into your soil when you plant, and add a simple organic fertilizer every few weeks during peak season. It's a small effort that pays back in a big way. There's something about walking out your door and picking a fresh pepper for dinner that quietly shifts something in how you think about food. It's a small moment, but small moments have a way of adding up. If there's one vegetable that can genuinely change the way you see a salad, it's this one:
and most people have given up on it without ever trying the right way. Lettuce has a reputation for being fussy, and if you're growing traditional head lettuce in the middle of summer, that reputation is earned. But cut-and-come-again varieties are a completely different experience. Leaf lettuce types like black-seeded Simpson, oak leaf, red sales, they're built for continuous harvesting. You plant them, wait for the leaves to reach a usable size, and cut them about an inch above the soil. Within a week or 10 days, the plant pushes out an entirely new flush of leaves, and you do it again, 4, 5, 6 times before the plant eventually gives out. From a single window box, that's weeks of fresh greens from a space smaller than a coffee table book. Lettuce prefers cooler weather. Spring and fall are its sweet spot. But here's a small trick. Plant it in containers that get morning sun and afternoon shade. That little reduction in heat stress can extend your harvest by weeks. If you're spending a few dollars every week on bagged salad greens, even 2 or 3 containers of leaf lettuce can start making a real difference. And the taste, the difference between something you picked 5 minutes ago and something that's been sitting in plastic for a week is so dramatic that it barely feels like the same food.
And now we come to the last plant on this list. Honestly, it might be the one that changes things the most for you. Everyone talks about tomatoes, peppers get the spotlight, but quietly, without much fuss, the cucumber has become one of my favorite things to grow in a small space, especially compact varieties bred for containers, Space Master, Bush Champion. They stay small enough for a 5-gallon pot, but still produce generously. And if you give them a small trellis or a tomato cage to climb, they go vertical, barely any floor space at all. A single plant can give you 10 to 15 cucumbers across a season. They want warmth, consistent moisture, and decent soil. Give them those 3 things and they just keep going. Harvest them young and tender, and the plant keeps flowering without any help from you. Here's what makes cucumbers special. A cucumber eaten minutes after you pick it is a completely different thing from one that's been sitting in your refrigerator for a week. It's crisper, brighter, it snaps when you bite it. Store-bought cucumbers can't touch that freshness. Growing even 1 or 2 plants puts that within arm's reach all summer. And once you've tasted the difference, going back feels like settling for something food was never supposed to be. Here's what I'd like you to take from all of this. Growing food doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't ask for acres of land or years of experience or a big investment. Some of the most productive plants on Earth are sitting in garden centers right now, waiting for someone to give them a pot of soil and a bit of sunlight. Swiss chard, cherry tomatoes, zucchini, kale, green onions, peppers, lettuce, cucumbers. 8 plants, 8 containers, months of fresh food from a space no bigger than a small patio. The garden that changes your life doesn't need to be big, it just needs to start. If you're growing any of these, I'd genuinely like to hear about it. Drop a comment, tell me which one surprised you. And if this was helpful, come join us at Soil and Scale. There's a lot more coming on growing more food in less space, and I'd like to have you along for it. Happy growing!